Want to see how I achieve this beautiful meal? Stay tuned and keep watching. These are the ingredients that you're going to need for the macaroni and cheese. I do go into detail later in the video. Right here you have American yellow, Kobe Jack, white American, mild cheddar, Kobe Jack, super sharp cheddar, provolone, and I haven't cut this one, but this is mozzarella. And then I'm going to take the easy way out tonight and actually use the Ragu double cheddar, which is a cheese sauce. But here's the ingredients. And then I'll show you guys what else. So right here, I'm just running the water on the chicken and I'm pouring vinegar in there now. I'm going to show you guys what vinegar I use. I use the white vinegar, as you can see now. And then I do pour in lemon juice. You can use fresh lemons if you like, but I like using the bottle lemon. It's no difference in what you use. I just like cleaning my meat with vinegar and lemon juice. That's how I've always done it since I started cooking. But it's your preference if you just want to wash it off with meat. But I try to get majority of like the blood and stuff off the meat. And as you can see me rinsing the meat off right now. I'm going to re-rinse it again because the vinegar does have a strong smell. And you don't want your chicken to smell like vinegar once you start cooking. So I do rinse it maybe twice. I believe I rinsed it twice. So you can rinse it as many times as you like, but 2 times is enough for me. So right now I'm just gonna season the chicken. This is Lawry's seasoning salt. I like using Lawry's because it has different seasonings all combined, and then I don't have to use salt in any of my food. This is adobo. You can use this for any type of meat. You can use it for fish. You can use it for chicken. You can use it for pork chops. I also like the lemon pepper adobo. And this is the garlic powder. I do have to get more. I ran out as soon as I did this video. This is onion powder. Now, the garlic powder and onion powder are optional. You don't have to use it. You can season your food the way you like your food to be seasoning. But this is the way that I season my food, and this is what I like to put on my chicken before I flour it. And this is fine ground black pepper. You can use crushed pepper. You can use any type of pepper you like as well. And this is lemon pepper. I love lemon pepper and chicken together. It's just something that once I got older, it was something that I just started eating. So I do season my chicken with a little bit of lemon pepper. And be careful with the lemon pepper because some lemon pepper seasonings are a little salty. And yes, I do season my food in my sink. I'm not a professional chef. I'm an at-home chef. But I do clean my sink. Once I'm done, I clean with bleach. So I'm just tossing and tossing. Now here's what I'm going to do with the flour. I season the flour with a little bit of seasoning salt, black pepper, and onion powder. And just a tad bit of the adobo seasoning. And I'm just going to put the chicken wings in the bowl and just flour them. I'm not going to do a heavy dredge because I didn't want a heavy batter. But if you want a heavy batter, what you can do is you can flour it. Get you like 6 eggs. Stir them together. You can season your eggs with salt and pepper. And then you can put milk in it. And then dip it in the eggs. And dip it back into the flour. And your chicken will be so crispy. When I tell you it's going to be crispy, it's going to be crispy. You're going to get a really good crunch. So right here, if you can't see what I'm doing, I'm just folding the little wing in the back of the leg. So you just take the wing and then you just pull it back and you fold it and it'll make the chicken look really pretty. And I'm just going to finish battering the chicken, and then I'm just going to get it in the fryer to start letting it cook. Just remember, when you're putting your chicken in the pan, don't crowd your pan, because if you crowd the pan, then your chicken won't cook and the oil temperature will go down. So my oil temperature is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now right here, some of my chicken wings did come apart because I was rushing a little bit because my family was hungry. So I just wanted to get done and get the chicken fried so I can get on to the macaroni and cheese. But some of them did stay together, but you get the drift of how they're supposed to look. I did cook the chicken wings for approximately like 10 to 15 minutes. So right here, you're just going to see me salt the water, and you just want to make sure your water tastes like the sea, as they say. You want to make sure that the pasta is heavenly seasoned, so you won't have to keep adding salt in through the macaroni and cheese. So the macaroni that I'm using the elbow, which is a classic thing that you use for macaroni and cheese. And I did let my water come to a complete boil first, a rolling boil, and then I salted it, and then I'm adding my macaroni and cheese. And one thing, you do not want to add any oil in your water, because the oil will not let the cheese sauce stick, even though they say that it's okay. So I don't add any oil to my pasta. So right here's the macaroni. I did cook it a little bit before al dente because I am gonna put this in the oven. So I'm just stirring to make sure it's not sticking. And then now I'm gonna add the cheese sauce, which was the Ragu double cheddar. You can find it in any local grocery store next to the pasta sauce. And then if you see me procrastinating in this part, it's because I was adding milk into the jar to get all of the cheese sauce out of the jar. And I had 3 jars of cheese. So I was just shaking the milk in each one of them, pouring it into the next jar, shaking that jar, pouring it into the next jar, and shaking that jar. And then you're going to finally see me pour it into the pan, which it did make my macaroni and cheese a little loose, so I did have to keep it in the oven for a little bit longer, but I should be pouring it in right about now. I'm still shaking though. Just gotta love that shake, that pour and shake, that pour and shake. Hey, pour and shake, pour and shake. But since I was just trying to rush and get this dinner done and so I could go lay down, I was trying to get done, guys. So I'm just going to stir the cheese sauce, and then I am going to start putting in all the cheese. I believe this is the mild cheddar. And I'm just going to stir it. Stir, stir, stir. This is the American yellow cheese. Just stir, stir, stir. And then with my cheeses, I do not get the pre-shredded cheese because it has like this white film in the cheese, and sometimes it doesn't want to melt and you have to keep it in the oven for a really long time. So what I do is I go to the deli and I get maybe a half a pound to maybe 3/4 of a pound of cheese, bring it home, stack it all up, and just cut it into cubes. So right here, I'm just making sure that all the cheese is going all through the macaroni and cheese. You don't want cheese just sitting there. You want it to be all through the macaroni and cheese so every bite can be as cheesy as the first bite. So I'm just going to continue adding the cheese into the macaroni. I am cleaning up my mess because I'm a little messy. But back to the macaroni. This is the mild cheddar, and I'm just going to add that and just make sure that it's evenly into the macaroni and cheese. So that way I won't have any just chunks just sitting there. You'll get all the cheeses in each bite. So this is the white American cheese. I'm going to do the same thing I did to the mild cheddar. Just stir it all in. And you don't have to use as many cheeses as I did. you can do less cheese. You can do 2 cheeses, you can do 3, you can do 4, but you don't have to do 8 cheeses like I do. So right here, I'm just adding the Kobe Jack cheese. And most people don't know that Kobe Jack is 2 cheeses in one. It's Monterey Jack cheese and Kobe cheese mixed together. So you get 2 cheeses into one. And then this cheese is the provolone cheese. I like adding it because it adds like this smokiness to it. Because the provolone that I do get, it is aged. So I added it to my macaroni just to give my macaroni more flavor. So right here, I'm just making sure that all the cheese is going all through the macaroni and cheese, because as you can see, the cheese is just sitting on top, and that's what you don't want. You want to be able to taste every cheese in every bite of the macaroni. And then a little bit later in the video, I am going to add a little bit more milk. I'm going to clean off the spoon first because it was getting on my nerves. I like to make sure everything is nice and clean, and I wanted all my cheese in the macaroni. So as I was saying, right here I'm getting the milk because the macaroni and cheese did get a little thick on me because of the 8 cheeses that I did add. So I wanted to add a little bit more milk right now. And what the milk is going to do is going to just make it a little loose. That way all the cheeses can have something to melt to. And then the milk is also going to create a better cheese sauce for you. It's going to help your cheese sauce. So I'm just stirring the milk in, making sure everything has the milk on it. And then I'm just going to get this prepared to put in the pan. And then I'll give you further instructions of what I'm going to do to the pan once we get there. So right here, I'm just buttering the pan. It doesn't matter what butter you use. You can use any butter of your preference. I'm just going to make sure that the pan is evenly coated with butter. And if you just have a little bit of butter left, just take the wrapper that the butter is in and just smear it around the pan just to get an evenly coat of butter so the macaroni won't stick. But what I'm doing right now is I'm going to grab a piece of paper towel, and then I'm just going to make sure that the sides are evenly coated so it doesn't stick once again. So right here, I'm just making sure that the macaroni is evenly spread out in the pan. And then you just want to make sure that it's not over the pan because it will fall out and then it will burn in the oven. So you just want to make sure that it's nice and neat in the pan. And at this point, I did add my mozzarella cheese just to give me some white specks. So once I put it in the broiler, you can see the brownness on top. And I'm just cleaning off the spoon, getting everything ready to add the last piece of cheese. So right here, I'm just cutting up the mozzarella cheese, and you're going to see me just put little bit of pieces of the mozzarella cheese in the macaroni. Little cubes. I didn't want any big chunks of mozzarella because it's a really bitter cheese and it doesn't have any flavor to it. I only use it just for color. So that's why you just see me sparingly putting it in there and just sticking it anywhere that I think is necessary for the color to be. And I'm really big on presentation, so that's why I use the mozzarella just to give a little color to the macaroni and cheese once it comes out of the oven. So just continue watching, and then we're going to get into plating everything. So once you're done just putting the mozzarella cheese on the macaroni, you do want to put this in the oven at 375 for approximately 15 minutes, depending on how done your macaroni is. But my macaroni was already done. It was al dente, so I was just basically melting the cheese. But here's how it looks once it came out of the oven. I did put it in the broiler so we can get the brown spots. And here's the meal. That macaroni and cheese and the fried chicken, and then I just threw some biscuits in the oven and just called it a night because I was ready to go to bed at this point. It was really late at night when I was filming this, and plus the family was really hungry, so I didn't film me making any biscuits, but I do plan on doing a video for biscuits though. Thanks for watching, and if you could like, subscribe, and comment, it would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching.